Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV, More Than Meets the Third Eye. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur. You can also follow me on TikTok at Dr. A Shakur and on Twitter at DGoddess27. Okay, so let's get ready to get into it. All right, Desmond, Kiki is here, Curly Girl, Mr. Hotel, Juju B, Lana is in the house. All right. So let's get ready to get into it, beloveds. Likes up, please like and share. I see you, Kenyetta. Okay, Nessa X, Curly Girl. So, hey, Ladybug. Okay, and so shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Hey, Kathy B. All right. So I have some good news. Let me just tell you all. So I have someone coming on here. I have scheduled an interview for next Friday, an exclusive interview. It's going to be for members only, but I have an interview scheduled for a scientist. Now, this woman is a scientist, and she also has holistic knowledge. Okay, she has holistic knowledge, and she's a scientist, and she's going to be sharing some information with us that I find very interesting. I had a Zoom meeting with her today. Okay, so I'm going to have her on the show next Friday at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so those of you who have purchased memberships, no matter what membership you have, you'll be privy to seeing this exclusive interview. Okay, you're going to find it very enlightening, all right, and informative. So just make sure you tune in. Hey, Kathy B and Sexy One, I see you, beloved. Okay, so everyone, please like and share. Don't forget to like and share. Y'all know they have the Queen Shadow Band on all channels, all right? Pay attention. So with that all being said, this is going to be brief. Hey, Kiki. This is going to be a brief. Hey, Buckhorse DC. This is going to be a brief presentation. I just want to talk to you all because I have questions. Okay, so one's in the chat, beloveds. One's in the chat for those of you who actually listen to the voices in your head. Okay, anyone in here ever listen to the voices in your head? One's in the chat. Hey, Hundia. One's in the chat if you listen to voices in your head, or if you, in fact, even hear voices in your head. I'm sure some of you may not. Hey, Ladybug77. One's in the chat. Hey, Bivlin. Bivlin, I don't have your email, beloved. Please send me your email so that I can send you the links to the exclusive lives, okay, that are just for people with your membership. Please send me your email. Send it to more than meets the third eye at gmail.com. Okay, please send me your email because I don't have it, and I want to be able to send you all who have these memberships. I want to be able to send you all the links so you don't miss a thing, especially when we have exclusives and things like that. Hold on real quick. Let me check something. And there's also a couple of other people who have memberships that I don't have your emails. That would include Honey69. So Honey69, if you're listening, I don't have your email. And then there was someone else. Hold on. Let me get these names out real quick because I really need you all's emails. Like I said, when I have exclusive things for certain people, certain membership groups, I need you all to be able to see it. I don't want you to miss it. Jonah. Okay, so Jonah, Bivlin Caraway, and Honey69, I need you all to send me your emails so that I can always inform you and send you the links when I'm having these interviews. Okay, more than meets the third eye at gmail.com. Make sure you're not sending it to my other email because I get thousands of emails there per day, literally. So make sure you send it to more than meets the third eye at gmail.com. Okay. So Moderators, please put that in the chat. Please put the email address in the chat. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be a brief live. I want you all to also remember that the vegan cookbooks, okay, the Raw Vegan Cookbook, that is still on sale for those of you who weren't able to get it for free due to what membership you have or whatever, or not having a membership. Those are still on sale for $24.99. For anyone who has a membership, anyone who has a membership that wasn't able to get it because you may have a membership that it's not included in, you can actually get it for $12. Okay, but those of you who don't have memberships, it's $24.99. Okay, so with that all being said, let's get ready to get into it. So I noticed that many of you said that you in fact do listen to the voices in your head. You hear voices in your head. Okay, that's good. You should be listening. Pay attention. See, when some people deem someone as crazy, clinically insane, or whatever, they will sometimes say, Nessie X said, is it online? No, it's not online, beloved. It's not online yet. I haven't posted it on there. But if you do want to purchase it, you can send the money to my Cash App, Queen, $QueenAShakur. It's on the screen. You can send it to my Buckhorse DC said cookbook sounds good. It absolutely is. Pay attention. Okay, so you can send the money to my Cash App, and then I can send you the link. Okay. So with that all being said, listen. When they say that people are clinically insane, sometimes they will say these people hear voices in their head. Okay. Now, Juju said the cookbook is amazing. Thank you, beloved. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So I actually do listen to voices in my head. Now, the reason I wanted to discuss this is because I saw a video that someone posted on TikTok, and they said they were talking to a friend, and they asked the friend who was going through something, I believe, and they asked them, well, are you listening to the voices in your head? And the friend said, what? Voices in my head? And they were like, yeah, do you listen to them? And they were like, I don't have voices in my head. That's when you got to pay attention, okay? That's when you have to pay attention. So when you are having a hard time making a decision or trying to choose between whether you want to do something right or something wrong, you should absolutely hear voices in your head. Now, I don't mean audible voices like how I'm sitting here talking to you right now, but a small, still voice, okay? A small, still voice. It's called a conscience. Okay, your conscience is the voice in your head. You see, when we were children and we used to watch cartoons, and they would have a devil on one side and the angel on the other, and they're telling the person, you know, do this. The devil saying, oh yeah, go ahead and do it. If it's something bad, the angel saying, no, don't do that. It's wrong. That's the voice I'm talking about. You see, those cartoons were showing us what a conscience is, and we didn't know it because we were children. So these voices, you know how sometimes you'll say, well, something told me not to do that. Something told you not to do it. Well, that was the voice in your head. Okay. And again, like I said, I don't mean an audible voice like how I'm sitting here talking, but a small, still voice. You know, it comes across as a thought. Okay. That's your conscience. If someone's trying to persuade you to do something nefarious and something inside of you is saying, no, you know, that's wrong. Don't do that. That's the voice inside your head. So you absolutely should be listening to the voice inside your head, because if you're not, how do you know whether or not you're making a good or bad decision? That voice, your conscience, is what tells you that. Okay, that's what tells you that, what allows you to make a good sound decision. And also, the Most High communicates with us through our heads. The Most High is consciousness. Okay. Maurice said he's heard audible too. Okay, well, maybe you have, beloved. All right. Myth King the Dean said your inner God. Yes, absolutely. So I thought that was very interesting, because this person said they didn't hear voices. Well, likely they don't have a conscience. And so this person asked them during the conversation, well, if you don't have you don't hear voices in your head, she asked them, how do you make decisions? Like, what do you think about? How do you formulate thoughts if you don't have voices in your head? And that's a very good question. And so they said, for example, if you're sitting in a room all alone and by yourself, what are you thinking about? And the person said, well, I'm thinking about sitting in the room by myself until I'm doing something else, and then I'm thinking about that. Well, that's clearly the absence of thought. And you have the absence of thoughts when you don't hear those voices in your head. You see, because when I'm sitting in a room all alone by myself, I'm thinking of a myriad of things. I have numerous voices in my head telling me different things. That's why I think so fast. And that's how I have such good intuitive skills. Okay. Sometimes I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about something I want to study or research. I'm thinking about what I want to do the next day. I'm thinking about a lot of things. But this person said all they're thinking about is sitting in that room by themselves. All right. Curly Girl said, is that what you called absent minded? No, no, beloved. Absent minded is when you can't remember things briefly. Like, for example, have you ever been talking on the phone? And then when you stop talking on the phone, all of a sudden you're going around the house looking for the phone and you forget that the phone is in your hand. You forget where your glasses are and you're looking for them only to realize they're on your face. That's absent minded. Okay, that's a difference. That's absent minded. Booker said, get locked up, you gonna know the truth. Right. Okay, so hold on. I don't think anyone is absent of thought, says woke one. Oh, well, I think some people are. Some people absolutely are absent of thought. All right. Or shall I say, they may not be absent of thought completely, but they're absent of original thought. May be absent of positive thoughts and things like that. Okay. I done that with a pencil in my ear, says Khalid. Right. Exactly. So you are absent-minded if you just forget things briefly and then it comes back to you. You may be having a conversation and you're about to make a point, but while the other person's talking, you forget what point you were trying to make. Okay, that's absent-minded. Okay, so now that we have that all clear, I want you all to remember that you should be doing your positive affirmations on a daily, right? Speaking positively upon yourself. Remember, we manifest things with our words. You should also be manifesting your destiny, manifesting positive things, things that you want in your life that you don't have. You need to be focusing on manifesting those things. Don't wait for someone to come and give it to you. You have the ability to do it yourself. Okay, that's what you can do. Make a vision board and then hang that vision board somewhere in the house where you will see it every day. Or you can take a picture of it and make that the screensaver on your phone or your computer. Whatever you look at all day, you can put the vision board there. Okay, I have absolutely manifested things by focusing my energies and thoughts on it. And you can do the same thing. That's just something that the Most High gives us the ability to do. If you focus your thoughts on negative things like, paying bills and saying you don't have money for bills, or being sick and saying that saying that you're sick, and thinking in a pessimistic way and fashion, well, then you'll manifest more of the things you don't want. Because you see, here's the thing: the universe, as well as your subconscious, takes things literally. So whatever you put out into the universe, the universe doesn't know that this isn't what you don't want, because you're focusing so much energy and time into it. The universe thinks this is what you do want. This is what you're trying to manifest. So the universe will send you these things. And so you have to be very careful about that. And like I told you all before, I've had a friend tell me that their prayers don't get answered. And if you're praying and your prayers aren't being answered, well, it's likely because you're being pessimistic. It's likely because you're spending more time focusing on the fact that your prayers don't get answered, that you don't have the things you want, that you're unhappy in life, things aren't going your way. That's negative. That's a negative mindset. And you cannot produce positive results when you have a negative mindset. So you need always be thinking in the positive. You have to be thinking about the glass being half full rather than half empty. And so here's another thing I want to remind you all, and I've said this before, but let me pull this up real quick. Everyone, please like and share. I want to show you all this because some of you may have missed it when I showed this before. But there's a Japanese doctor named Emoto, and he did this water experiment. Okay, and I'm going to pull this up. Like I said, I've shown this before, and it's very important that you see this, because then you the power of manifestation is. And on my other broadcast, I was talking about Vicky Dillard, who was selling this so-called magical oil that she says can guarantee that people can get extreme wealth through manifestation with this oil. I was telling you, you don't need any oil that you purchase. You have the oil within yourself, within your brain, inside of the colostrum. And this oil activates the pineal gland when it is secreted once a month, 12 times a year from your own brain. The Most High gives you this oil. It's called a sacred oil. And so you don't need to purchase anything. But I want to show you an example of just how strong the power of manifestation is, and how strong it is also to speak positive things instead of negative things. Okay. So let me pull this up real quick. Everyone, please like and share while I look for this. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to share my screen. This is about the power of your intentions. Here we go. Okay. Now, there's also a rice experiment. I'm going to show you that one first. Okay. Everyone get those likes up. Please like and share. Here we go.
Heard people say shapes are reality, and it's this I want to put to the test. This experiment will show that thoughts are vibrations and have different frequencies, and thus affect our circumstances. The late researcher Dr. Masaru Emoto conducted a study lasting many years to see if human consciousness can affect the molecular structure of water. In his research, he exposed water to different words, pictures, and songs, and then froze the water to examine it with microscopic photography. The water exposed to positive speech and thoughts resulted in beautiful crystal formations, and the water exposed to negative speech and thoughts gave ugly crystal formations. Granted, his research has been criticized for both right and wrong reasons. Personally, I keep an open mind. The rice experiment I'm about to try, it's not a very scientific approach, obviously, and it doesn't really prove anything, but it's a very interesting experiment nonetheless, and it seems to be working every single time. Since rice absorbs water when you cook it, you can basically conduct the same research Dr. Masaru did. I approached the experiment by purchasing 3 brand new glass containers. I cooked some rice and added the exact same amount of rice in each container. And every day for about 2 months, I'd spend 60 seconds per container telling them either negative or positive things. The container marked love. I'd say nice things such as, "You're awesome" and "I love you." And to the container marked hate, I'd say horrible things such as, "You don't deserve to live" and "You make me sick" and "Go and kill yourself." And the container marked ignore, I'd do just that. It's been about 9 weeks now, and it's finally over. And I'm happy to tell you that it's a success. Alright? And this is what happened. Alright, so the container marked with love it's in quite good shape. It's a little yellow, but I'd probably eat it. Alright. And the container marked hate it's in bad shape. Alright, this is quite disgusting. There's no way I would even touch this. The container marked ignore it's in better shape than the container marked hate, but it's still quite disgusting. It's actually quite surprising because I thought that the container marked ignore would be in the worst shape of all. but for some reason it's not. You know, I've seen people doing this experiment, and the container marked ignore would always, in most cases, be the one in the worst shape. This experiment, it just proves to me that our thoughts is not just an interior force, but also an exterior force, which means that our thoughts gives out some kind of energy, you know, vibrations when we think about something, and it goes outwards. Now, you might think that there's room for coincidence, but this works every time. If you want to try it yourself and narrow down your odds, try using 25 containers or even 50 containers. This works, and it shows that our thoughts literally shapes our life. It all starts in your mind.
Okay, so this is absolutely true. I just want you all to pay attention. In the Bible, it says, and I quote, "Whatsoever a man thinketh, that so he is." Okay, whatsoever a man thinketh, that so he is. So what you think you are is what you become. Okay, if you think you're no good and you're a loser, well, that's what you'll become. If you think more highly of yourself, then you will do that. But you manifest these things through your own thoughts, which are absolutely energy and vibrations. Okay, and then when you mix the fact that you speak these things that you are thinking, you speak them. That makes it more powerful. Okay, it creates a electromagnetic energy, and then you manifest these things. And so now I'm going to show you the water experiments. Everyone like and share. I'm going to show this, and then I'll finish up my commentary.
Somebody said, "Thank you to this water." Excuse me. You disgust me. Let us see how this type of water affects human blood. The doctor is drawing blood from a patient's finger. Using a special microscope, we shall be able to see the condition of her body from this drop.
These are red blood cells, and they've lost their electrical charge, so they're all stuck together in a formation called a rouleau. Here's a huge symplast. Symplasts are associated with heart disease and arthritis and lung disease and many other conditions that could be coming in the future.
The doctor asks the patient to drink a small amount of structurized water. After 12 minutes, the doctor again draws blood from the patient and studies it.
So you can see that the cells then become buoyant, they become slippery, and they have their electrical charge, so they repel each other. That allows them to carry oxygen, and it means that we're changing the pH of the blood back to an aerobic environment rather than an anaerobic environment. I think that's utterly amazing that just drinking water could do that.
In 1995, Dr. Emoto Masaru was the first one to record musical impressions on water. In Dr. Emoto Masaru's laboratory, they allowed water to listen to music, after which they flash froze the water. And then, under the microscope, they could clearly see the crystals that the water had formed. Here is what the music of Bach looks like. Mozart, Beethoven, heavy rock, Dr. Emoto has conducted another interesting experiment. He placed rice into 3 glass beakers and covered it with water. And then every day for a month, he said thank you to one beaker, "You're an idiot," to the second. And the third one he completely ignored. After 1 month, the rice that had been thanked began to ferment, giving off a strong, pleasant aroma. The rice in the second beaker turned black. And the rice that was ignored began to rot. Dr. Emoto thinks that this experiment provides an important lesson, especially with regard to how we treat children. We should take care of them, give them attention, and converse with them. Indifference does the greatest harm. There have been many wars on religious grounds in human history. But in our experiment, water reacted to individual words that had a religious content by forming beautiful crystals. This means that the conception of our nature coincides with each religion. The Christian prayer, the Buddhistic prayer, the Muslim prayer. Dr. Emoto presumes that serious crimes are committed most of all in areas where people curse the most often. Idiot. I hate you. Laboratory containers of water were inscribed with hieroglyphs denoting words and the names of well-known people. Love, hope, soul, Mother Teresa, Hitler. Emoto Masaru's numerous experiments aimed at finding the word that cleanses water most powerfully have shown that it is not just one word, but a combination of two. Love and gratitude.
Okay, so with that all being said, as you all can see, I clicked off my background again. I have a glitch in my system that does that every now and then. But hold on, there's one last video I want to show you. And the reason I want to show this one is because this is a whole nother set of scientists doing the same experiments. Okay, and I want you to see their results. This was like 2.5 minutes. So hold on, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Okay, so I want you all to see that because, as I was saying, um, many people have done experiments on this and different scientists and all of that, and it's been proven to be true. And I've told you all numerous of times that it's very, very important not only to speak positive affirmations upon yourself, but to speak them upon your children. Because here's the thing, if you call your children stupid, dumb, tell them they're never going to be anything, you're just like your father, or you're just like your no good mother, when you say those things, what you're doing is you're filling that child up with darkness, which is negativity. Okay, so when you have these children that get to a point where they're disgusted with life and they want to take themselves out, that's because often these children have been instilled and filled up with darkness. Okay, either through parents who speak negativity upon them or people who are bullying them and saying negative things about them. You see, your body is composed largely of water. Like 60 to 80% of the body is made of water, okay, with the average man and woman. And here's another thing. So if your body is composed of water, then you should understand that when you speak negativity to a person, it's absorbed into the body just like the water in those jars. Okay, it's very important that you pay attention to that. Now, here's the thing, up to 60% of the human adult body is water. According to Mitchell and others in 1945, the brain and heart are composed of 73% water, and the lungs are about 83% water. The skin contains 64% water, muscles and kidneys 79% water, and even your bones are watery when they have 31% of water. So it's very important that you don't say negative things about yourself. Don't even think negative things about yourself. If you feel or find yourself thinking pessimistically about yourself, immediately start thinking positive. Okay? Because no matter what you're going through, things could always be worse. So it's best to counter negative things, when you're going through something bad, as opposed to, worrying and stressing and all of that. Try to look on the bright side of things, be more positive, and especially to children. It's very important that you speak life into them, okay? Not death and gloom and doom and destruction, negative things, filling them up with the darkness, okay? Woke one said that's very interesting. Thank you, beloved. So with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I just want to remind you all that, like I said, I'm going to have a scientist on here who has holistic knowledge, and this is going to be very interesting. And this is only going to be for the members. So all of you who are members, no matter what membership level you have, if you have not sent the Queen your email to morethanmeetsthethirdeye@gmail.com, you need to, because I told you I want to send you all your links so that you don't miss these very important broadcasts and these spiritual classes that I give. Some of you with your memberships, you get free spiritual classes, you get ebooks and all of those things. And I don't want you all to be missing out on any of this. And like I said, I'm going to have Monia Mandla on here. That's her name, Monia Mandla. And she's a scientist who also has holistic knowledge. Okay, she's helped people with numerous things. And she's going to tell you all about it. And she also has a testimony that is very interesting. And I asked her, would she please tell you all about that? Because I was very touched by it. Okay, so I want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all enjoy your strong end, not your weekend, because you know that words have power. Okay, so enjoy your strong end. And everyone, remember, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And also be the change that you want to see. Every day we should be growing and evolving and trying to become better. And always remember, beloveds, that there's always room for improvement. With that all being said, I love you all to life. Remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Okay, for some reason, it's not letting me close out the broadcast. Hold on, let me try it again. Okay, there we go.